Good, really good. We've had a good 2 weeks. It's been, I think we've accomplished all of our goals, and we're a healthy team going into this thing, and but they're ready to play. I mean, we've got 42 hours, so at least we don't have to wait too much longer, and just now just talk to them about, really visualizing themselves, performing well. That's where your performance starts in your head, and that's what we talked about after practice. So that's really all that's left for them to do right now these last 42 hours, just really kind of go back over everything and just get ready to go cut it loose and play and have some fun.
Do you have everybody?
Yes,
healthy?
Yes, and even Benton is a possibility. I've been pretty pleased with him. He really pushed himself this week because he wants to play, and he kind of went the extra mile to show me that he was ready to tackle somebody. Because obviously that's my biggest concern is because he's got to be able to tackle. But he did a good job. He took we tackled some dummies to the ground. He did a couple other drills where he ran through some people and some things. So kicked off really well. He's got obviously his leg's pretty fresh right now too. So there's a chance that we'll get him in there.
And he's taken some pride in that tackling thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's why. I mean, he's a weapon. I mean, he's like playing with 12 because most kickers don't count, but he counts and then some because he can run. He's athletic. He's tough, and he knows how to tackle. He played linebacker and safety in high school, so I mean, he is a weapon. And we've only had one kick returned on us since I've been the head coach anyway, and he wasn't in there. So I'm just saying, he saved a couple of them, a couple times. Yeah, I mean he's a weapon from that standpoint.
Andre Ellington.
He looks great, ready to go, and excited about playing. And I'm excited about having him out there. We're not very good when he doesn't play. I don't think our record's very good over the last year or so when he hadn't been in the game. So I'm real happy to have him back, and we're going to have to be able to run the football on these guys.
Paul's knee has really constricted him this season. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's obvious, but can you expound a little more?
He's just tried to make the best of it, I mean, I really appreciate his unselfishness and his commitment to his team, and he's the brace that he wears takes pressure off of that spot in his knee. He's going to have surgery when the season's over, but he really wanted to keep playing, and he's done a good job for us in a lot of occasions. He's not obviously not 100%, but he still is a good player for us, and I just really appreciate his commitment and his decision totally. I told him that back. I said, hey, you shut it down right now. That's your call. Once he got all the information, but he wanted to try to keep playing as long as he could. And, we're really fortunate that he's been able to continue to compete.
Brewer said last week he'd worked some at safety. Do you see him playing a lot at safety this Saturday?
Yeah, I think we'll continue to work him in there. He some of that depends on, the opponent and how they're going to play, and how because a lot of times he'll end up in that the strong safety. A lot of times will end up being a cover guy for us, and so that's part of it, and plus just getting a little bit more depth and trying to get the best guys out there. Breland has continued to kind of come on and getting him out there a little bit more. So it just gives us a few more options. He can play either one, but that's kind of who Brewer is. He's a real smart guy. He's a good tackler, but he oftentimes is in coverage, and he does a good job with that.
You said on Tuesday that the team Monday night had a big spring in their step and just looked different. Did you see that all the way through the week?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's just what a break will do for you. I mean, they don't. We've still played a lot of ball games, but 3 days of just rest for those guys went a long way. And then it wasn't a physical practice on Monday, so and then we wore full pads on Tuesday, and they just the demeanor, the the energy, the contact. I mean, just everything had a little bit more pop to it this week, and so that was good to see. You know, and we've got a 3-week run here left in our regular season, and again, I think the open date came at a good time. But you know, I mean, we're certainly fresh and ready to go. But we got to go play well. That don't make you play well. We got to go execute and do the things that it takes to win.
The no huddle, hurry up, this identity here, looking long term, is this always going to be the offensive identity you'd prefer as a head coach?
Yeah. I mean, that's why this is our system. This is what we're doing. I mean, you know, who knows? I mean, anything, you know, 10 years from now, one of the things you have to do as a coach is you have to always study and learn and grow and get better, and you know, things come and go and change. I mean, you always respond to what's going on, but this is what I've wanted to do since I got the job. It's been kind of a process to get to this point, but when I sat down to map out the direction, it wasn't a matter of what we were going to do. I knew exactly what we were going to do. It was just a matter of who I wanted to hire to come in here to do it. But now this is who we are. This is a Clemson offense and a Clemson defense, and that's the decision that when I brought Kevin in here, I knew exactly what I wanted to do philosophically, and that's where it's got to start. Everybody's got to be on the same page from a philosophy standpoint. If you're not, it ain't gonna work. And so philosophy-wise, we're right where I want us to be at this point, and this is what, because you have to recruit to certain things. I mean, it impacts everything. So I'm real comfortable with what we're doing, how we're doing it, and look forward to getting better.
Need to ask about the events of this week at Penn State, and if you've allowed yourself to have an ear to that. Oh,
geez. I mean, you'd have to be living on Mars to be in this business and not know what's going on up there. I mean, it's really been breathtaking. I mean, just sad beyond words. I followed Penn State for a long time, especially with my background at Alabama, because we had a lot of games against those
great
guys.
Battles, yeah.
And 1990, my sophomore year, we played them. And I remember it like it was yesterday, because I can remember just sitting there looking at Joe Paterno going, golly, man, that's Joe Paterno. And he looked like my granddad then. That's 21 years ago. And it's just really sad, but it's one of those things, and I spoke to the team about it, and just used it as an opportunity to kind of coach a little bit, and that it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what position you're in, and we don't know all the facts, but the bottom line is, I think it's real obvious that there was a lot of things not done right. Who, to what extent, degrees, who knows? But at the end of the day, and that's what I told our players is, there are consequences for your decisions, and your decisions impact many things, and that's whether it's a coach or it's a player. I mean, it just impacts so many things, I just really kind of disgusted by the allegations and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I got 3 boys, and I can't even. It's hard for me to go there. But it's hard for me to understand how it got to this point, because it seems to me that if more than one person had just done what was right, it never gets to this. Probably would have been some pain somewhere along the way, but nothing like this. And that's just a great lesson for all of us. It just who knows what's going to come of it, but it just seems like it's going to get worse. My thoughts and prayers have been with all those families and the young people that were involved, and you just hope that there's a bunch of stuff that we don't know that will shed positivity on it, but it doesn't look that way. It looks like there's a lot that we don't know, and we're probably not going to like it when we do know. And at the end of the day, it all goes back to just people doing what's right. And Coach Paterno, it's really sad to me, because he represents to me a lot of great things about coaching and the business and the profession. But I guess time will tell, what he knew, when he knew it, and all that kind of stuff. It's just, we don't really know.
There are those who are quick to indict just the institution of college football. And
give me a break. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean,
larger than life. And
no, that's ridiculous. It doesn't matter what you do. When integrity is involved, people are going to screw up. People are going to not do the right things. It doesn't matter if it's the media, if it's head football coaches, and I'll just say this: there's people out there in higher positions than Joe Paterno doing a lot worse than what he's done. I guarantee you. So people are quick to get on the morality deal. It's been a tough year for college football in general, just with all the stuff out there. But I don't think that's a bad thing, because there's probably some things and some people that need to be cleaned up, and just how I feel about it.
There's a bigger issue.
Yeah,
obviously.
absolutely.
Okay. Thanks for your time.